In July 1518, a woman stepped into the street and began to dance. She danced for 6 straight days without stopping until blood poured from her feet and she collapsed from exhaustion. But here's what makes this story truly terrifying. She wasn't alone. Within a week, 34 others had joined her in this unstoppable, deadly dance. By the end of the month, over 400 people were dancing in the streets of Strasbourg, and many of them would never stop dancing again. This wasn't a celebration. This wasn't a festival. This was a plague that killed with rhythm and movement, and what caused it will disturb you more than you can imagine. Strasbourg in 1518 was a city under siege, not by armies but by disaster. The Holy Roman Empire was crumbling. Famine had ravaged the region for years. Disease swept through the cramped, filthy streets regularly. The people lived in constant fear of starvation, plague, and death. It was into this world of desperation that Frau Troffea, a simple housewife whose full name has been lost to history, stepped onto the narrow street near the cathedral on a sweltering July morning. Witnesses said she began with small, rhythmic steps, then faster, then wilder. Her movements became increasingly frantic, as if controlled by some invisible force. But remember this detail about the timing. It becomes crucial later. By day 4, Frau Troffea's dance had attracted a crowd. But instead of helping her, something impossible happened. They joined her. One by one, townspeople began dancing alongside her. Not joyful dancing. This was different. Their eyes were vacant, their movements jerky and compulsive. They couldn't stop even when they wanted to. Gilbert, the town chronicler, wrote that they danced as if possessed by demons. The dancers' feet swelled and cracked. Their clothes became soaked with sweat and blood. Some tried to bind their own feet to stop the movement. It didn't work. By July 20th, the number had grown to 34. By August, over 400 people were trapped in this horrifying dance. But what the city officials did next made everything worse. The City Council of Strasbourg made a decision that sounds insane today. They decided the cure for uncontrollable dancing was more dancing. They hired professional musicians and built wooden stages, believing the dancers needed to dance it out of their systems. They even paid for professional dancers to join them, thinking it would help exhaust whatever force controlled them. Instead, the music and stages attracted even more victims. The official city records, preserved in the Strasbourg archives, document the payments to musicians and carpenters. These aren't folklore or legends. These are government receipts for a mass death event. Dr. Paracelsus himself visited Strasbourg and wrote detailed observations. He noted that victims danced until their hearts gave out, some dying mid-step. What they found when they examined the bodies revealed the horrifying truth. For centuries, historians blamed mass hysteria or religious mania. But in 1938, a toxicologist made a disturbing discovery that changed everything. The summer of 1518 was unusually wet and warm, perfect conditions for a specific type of fungus called Claviceps purpurea. This fungus grows on rye grain and produces a chemical compound called ergotamine. You might recognize a synthetic version of this compound. It's LSD. The people of Strasbourg had been eating bread made from contaminated rye for months. But ergot poisoning doesn't just cause hallucinations. In high doses, it causes uncontrollable muscle spasms, seizures, and something called St. Anthony's fire, a condition where victims feel like they're burning alive and their limbs move involuntarily. The dancing wasn't a plague of madness. It was mass poisoning. And the city officials, by encouraging more dancing, had turned a medical emergency into a death sentence. The dancing plague of 1518 finally ended in early September, when the city banned public dancing and moved the victims to a shrine outside the city. Away from the contaminated grain supply, the survivors gradually recovered. But the death toll was staggering. Some estimates suggest over 100 people died from exhaustion, heart failure, and stroke. The most chilling part? This wasn't the only dancing plague in medieval Europe. Similar outbreaks occurred in Germany, Holland, and Italy throughout the 15th and 16th centuries, all during years with wet summers perfect for ergot growth. The people of Strasbourg thought they were witnessing divine punishment or demonic possession. In reality, they were victims of one of history's most tragic cases of accidental mass poisoning. The next time you hear about unexplained mass hysteria, remember Frau Troffea and ask yourself, what if there's a darker, more scientific explanation hiding in plain sight? If you thought this was unsettling, wait until you hear what happened in a place nobody expected in almost the exact same circumstances. That video is waiting for you right now. Subscribe and hit that bell. A new mystery drops every single day.